What if there's a way for you to get more followers on Instagram for free? Today, Blake and I, we're gonna teach you the 7 ways to grow organically on Instagram. You see, Blake is my director of social media. He also manages my social media account and my Instagram account. Now, just recently, we finished an online training called Instagram Secrets, and we've been getting hundreds and hundreds of questions just from my students from all over the world. I thought, you know what? Why don't we make another video just for you and talk about not just 1, not 2, not 3, 7 ways to grow on Instagram organically. Now, first of all, what is the difference between organic growth versus non-organic growth?
Well, organic growth simply means that you're growing by getting followers through your posts, through maybe stories reaching, explore feeds, or even just hashtags that you use, things like that, versus paid, or which could be shout outs, it could be, influencer marketing if you're paying another brand to showcase your profile, and it could also be paying for ads to try to get followers as well.
Correct. So we're talking about how to grow organically, meaning it doesn't cost you anything, right?
Exactly.
It's for free. So what's the first way to grow organically on Instagram?
The first way to grow organically on Instagram, it seems super simple, but most people actually overlook this, which is to keep your Instagram stories active every day. And the reason why that's so important is because Instagram is really favoring people that leverage every part of the platform, and the algorithm favors people that leverage everything from the DMs to the stories to the highlights to the posts and everything all in between, right? So with Instagram, keeping your stories active allows you to stay at the top bar, and then if you constantly have your Instagram stories active, people will see your stories a lot of time if they're really engaging as well.
Yes.
So the other thing too is to make your Instagram stories very engaging by adding things to them like polls or questions or stuff like that.
So engage and engage with the audience, right? So not just watching passively, which is okay,
Right.
but get them to click on something.
Exactly.
Right?
Because the other thing too is if you go through the Instagram feed, they're actually starting to show little rows of the stories that are active right now as you scroll through the feed, because they realize that people actually like the Instagram stories more than the traditional posts that you see on Facebook in the old days of Instagram.
How often we should post stories?
Try to keep the stories full by posting every 24 hours minimum. Sometimes,
so once a day?
Yeah, once a day. Just keep in mind that it gets archived after 24 hours, but you can always access that and put it in your highlights afterwards.
And then it doesn't have to be like so formal. We want it to be day-to-day, something informal. Sometimes it could be where you're going, what you're doing.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't have to be like super high production, right?
Right. Think of it as like your own little personal reality TV show.
I love that. I love the idea. Okay, so that's way number 1 to grow organically. What's way number 2 to grow organically?
Way number 2 is to use stories to drive traffic. And simply speaking, what I mean by that is after you hit 10,000 followers or more, you actually get the ability to swipe up on your stories, right? And you can send them to any link that you want and be able to actually look in the analytics as to how many people you're driving towards the clicks, right? So that being said, if you have an account that's less than 10,000 followers, I don't want you to get discouraged, because there's actually a little workaround, a little hack that you could do to help drive more traffic.
Right.
And that is to just simply use the sticker username in your Instagram stories. So you put your own profile username in the story and you say, head to your username and click the link in the bio to get XYZ offer, right? Whatever offer that you have.
Can you demonstrate?
Sure, yeah. So it would basically be, we've got some stories on here right now, but you would just go to your story and, we could take a shot here. And then what we would do is just go here, mention, and we'll go to your profile like this.
Hashtag, yeah.
And then we just go head to
Yes. So if you don't have 10,000 followers, you can use the link in your bio and drive your followers to the bio link, right? If you want to drive them to your landing page, one of your free offers, or to book a time with you, or check out your e-commerce website, or whatever it is that you want, the next call to action you want them to take, you can easily do that. Just drive them to the bio link.
Exactly. So it looks like that.
Yeah, here's head to my right there. Hashtag, very, very simple to get this camera. right? No, don't go there. You're not going to get the camera.
This camera's not for sale.
That's why it's not for sale. We'll sell it on eBay for $100,000. But that's the idea, right? Very, very simple. You have to train and educate your followers how to engage with you, right? Do you want them to click? Do you want them to click and follow something? Do you want them to swipe up? What do you want them to do? And they get used to taking action on your Instagram account. That's what we're talking about, right? Okay. Way number 3 to grow organically on Instagram.
Way number 3 is to get crystal clear with your bio. And the reason why that's important, and again, it's one of the most fundamental, foundational things that you could do with the account.
We've seen so many accounts where they don't even have a bio link.
They don't even have a bio. And
there's nothing to click on.
There's nothing to click on, and then even the description that they have, there's, the description in their bio is literally just they'll just put their name, or they just, there's no creativity involved. It's not eye-catching. And it could be one of the biggest pitfalls, because if you're engaging with other accounts or people are finding you throughout your posts, the tags that you use or your stories or whatever it is,
yes.
If they go to your profile, the bio in your profile photo is like the first thing that they're going to see. And if that's not right, if it's not eye-catching, they're just going to go to the next profile.
That's correct. And then if you don't get them to clicking some way, again, you're not training your followers, your fans to take action. Mm-hmm. They just keep scrolling and skimming through content and posts, but they're not clicking on anything. When you want to offer something or you want to recommend something, they're not used to it. Exactly. Because you haven't been training them on how to do that. So share with them our bio, maybe.
So our bio is the king of high ticket sales. Mm-hmm.
Which is it's credibility.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It also lets them know exactly who you are, right? So we've also got multimillionaire entrepreneur, mm-hmm. as you are. Yes. So you're a serial entrepreneur. And we've got a TEDx speaker and author of 13 books. Mm-hmm. More social proof and credibility.
Yes. Who is this person, right?
Exactly.
What qualifies him or her to have this, like saying these things, or what are their backgrounds?
Why should I follow Dan?
Why you?
Right?
Like why should they follow you? Now you notice also we have emojis.
Yeah. So the emojis are very powerful. If you don't want to use emojis, you can also use alt codes and put like bullets and stuff like that.
At first I didn't like emojis at all. I thought, why do they have like silly
It took a long time
to convince me to do it. Yes, that's true.
Do you think that we should do more emojis with Dan Lok? Comment below.
Don't encourage it, okay? Yes, but emoji, it catches people's attention.
It does.
Right. Also, I think it makes it a little bit more. It's like more fun to engage with you, right?
It does, yeah.
Right. So you little emoji. Yep.
So we have the emojis, and then the last line that we have is to discover the number 1 high income skill.
And sometimes we drive them to the free book. Sometimes we drive them to watch a video. Sometimes we watch them to drive them to join one of our classes, right? We change it all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The most important thing is that you have some form of call to action in the bottom line of your bio, and you want to have emojis or arrows or something pointing down to initiate those people to click the link, because it does make a substantial difference.
We tested this. It makes a difference when you don't have a emoji pointing down. Mm-hmm. I know it sounds so small, it's like silly, but it actually makes a difference in terms of conversion.
Very significant difference.
That's like a simple trick that you could do, simple hack, right?
Yeah.
Right there. So what's the way number 4 to grow organically on Instagram?
The 4th way to grow your Instagram organically is to use DMs or direct messages to build relationships.
I thought you said direct mail.
Not direct mail, no.
Good old days. Good old days direct mail.
Not
envelope
quite.
And stamps. No, direct message.
Direct message is almost like direct mail for Instagram.
That's right.
So, just to show an example, basically what you could do is, very simply go to a recent post, one like this one that we know did very well, and you can see some interesting comment. Yeah, we can go to
Danos.
To Sandro.
Yes.
And we can actually message him.
Right there.
Send message. And we could say, hey Sandro, loved your comment on my Infinity Gauntlet post.
Yes. So you interact with your fans. Now, it doesn't mean that you want to DM everybody, right? But once you grow your account, you have a lot of your followers DMing you as well. It's a great way to connect with the fans. And if you want to take it to your product, your service, your program, different things that you offer, DM is actually a very powerful way to do this. It's not just growing your followers, but how do you convert their followers into actual sales, into revenue, into income, right? So DM is a very powerful way to do that.
Exactly.
Way number 5 to grow your Instagram.
Number 5 is to comment in relevant niches and with relevant hashtags to get more exposure on the account.
What are relevant hashtags? Give us some examples.
So some relevant hashtags, it depends on what kind of industry you're in or things like that. So, you know, I know I use the example of, you know, veganism, whatever, because we are in Vancouver, so, you know, it's part of the culture.
Yes.
Although we're not vegan.
We're not vegans.
No, we're anti-vegan. We're not.
We love vegans, we're just not vegans.
We're not vegans and we love vegans.
That's right.
But what you could go to is just go hashtag vegan recipes, and just scroll through those posts, start interacting, commenting, you know, liking them.
So relevant account, relevant posts within your niche, within your industry.
Exactly.
Right? Commenting, interacting, seeing the hashtag, and then do we use the hashtag on our Instagram account?
Yeah, you could use the same one as well because it's kind of like a bit of a double whammy effect where if you're, you know, if it is relevant, then obviously you'll be using that in your own post, and then you'll also be going to that hashtag in the search feature and interact with those posts as well. So again, it would be as simple as hitting the search button, going to search, and then we would go to hashtag, and we could just go, you know, for example, vegan recipes, 2.8 million posts. And you could follow the hashtag as well to stay in the know with, you know, what content is doing very well.
Yes.
And more importantly, you could actually keep track of what the top posts are right now.
Now, comment below, take a guess why you want to know what are the top posts. Why do you want to follow the top posts?
And
see if you get it.
See if you can get it in the comments. See who reads your comments, by the way.
Yes, I do.
And so more importantly though is going through these hashtags, and then you can like and follow these photos. You know, you go to them and you can like them, follow them, whatever you want to do. And then as you go through all those profiles, and you clearly have a bunch of photos that are very relevant to that niche as well. Right. Those same people will come back and follow you back because it's highly relevant to what you're doing. Instead of having like vegan recipes and then you go to, you know, Dan Locke's page and start liking stuff on Dan Locke's page.
Yes, that's not relevant.
It's not very congruent, right? So as long as the hashtags that you're following is congruent,
makes sense,
then you're totally good to go.
I love it. Way number 6 to grow organically on Instagram.
So this one is actually probably one of the most unused ways, but it's actually reposting your hashtags in the comments of your posts.
Okay. So you notice that we don't post hashtags in our description.
That's right.
Why is that?
Well, because it kind of looks a little bit spammy and stuff like that. So the way that you usually want to post your hashtags when you do use them, because they do work when you research them properly, is you actually put them in your first comment.
Right.
And you usually separate by 5 dots. So you'll do 5 dots or 5 dashes. You could also look up online how many, you could copy and paste spaces on people's websites that they specifically give you for the purpose of hiding the hashtags, so that it'll just have a see more thing and then it doesn't look spammy at all. Plus, people get concerned about this, but truly the Instagram audience is so used to seeing hashtags. It's just part of the culture on Instagram now. It's not a big deal, so don't be afraid, don't shy away from using hashtags. As long as you post them in your comment and not in your post description itself. And then this little trick that you could do to get, you know, up to even, it's a little bit, but you know, 5 to 10% more exposure is, you know.
It adds up.
Let's say it does add up. So especially as the account grows, it really does add up. But what you would do is you would post your photo or your video, whatever, and you have your caption, and then you'd have your first comment, which is your hashtags, and then you could wait, you know, 5, 6, 10 hours, you could wait a day, and then you go back to the post, you delete that first comment, and then you repost those hashtags. Or you could repost actually a whole different set of hashtags that may not have been introduced to that post in the first place. And then you get a little bit of added exposure and possibly
Do you recommend using the same hashtags or same group of hashtags all the time?
I would recommend that you have like a handful of different sets.
Like variations of it, but we're all within the same niche, the same categories, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you can vary them up.
Totally.
I like it, okay. Last way 7 to grow your Instagram account
The last way is to leverage the link in your bio in a way that adds value to your followers. So for example, with us, we have right now, at least at the time of this this video series, is the free training that you put together on high ticket closing.
Correct.
How to get started with high ticket closing, how to find influencers, and how the
High
whole
income
thing
skill.
works, right? So, but you know, if it's maybe you're in the fitness niche and stuff like that, you know, give away a free 2-day nutrition plan in your bio. You could give away a discount code if you have a Shopify store or any kind of branded store. It doesn't really matter what the niche is or what you're in. If you're creative enough and you think it through, you'll come up with a way to add value to your followers very easily.
So those are the 7 ways to grow your followers, to grow your following on Instagram organically. Now, Blake and I, we did a 3-hour training on this for Instagram secrets. If you want to get an official recording, because probably by the time you watch this, you've already missed the live online event. Hey, you know what? Good news for you. Click the link below, you can still get the official recording. This is just like some basic information.
Yeah.
Imagine 3 hours intense training. Blake and I, we go deep, right? We show you behind the scenes what some of the things that we did to go from like really 0 subscribers. We hit 50,000 subscribers. I brought Blake in, and then we grew to now almost over 800,000 subscribers in a couple months, maybe less than 30 days, a million followers on Instagram. There's a science behind it. So click the link if you want to know more.